Healthy Rising. So I hope your week is going well so far. Um, I have, now that I'm in Omaha, well, any city I'm in, whether it's New York, Houston, LA, I always like to get on Eventbrite and see what events are going on, how I can network, what I can learn. I'm always wanting to learn. So since I'm here now in Omaha, I am really trying to network because I haven't lived here in 36 years. So, although I would come and visit pretty frequently, not as, there was a time where I wasn't visiting because I was busy in school or whatever, but um sorry, I touched the screen, I swiped, and then it disappeared, but I'm glad I was able to get back to it. Anyway, so while I'm here, I'm just trying to learn as much about um, land purchasing, real estate. Um, I want to invest. That was my point in starting that here in this city. Um, Even though I was going to these type of going to different types of events about buying land or property in New York and Houston, wherever I was, because that's always been on my mind for a long time. I've always wanted to have a house. I've always wanted to be a homeowner. So there's a land, I don't know how many acres, but there's a plot of land next to me. And I found out that, it's owned by Omaha Municipal Land Bank. It's a nonprofit program or nonprofit organization that helps um, people in Nebraska. Um, I believe they're all over Nebraska, but specifically North Omaha, South Omaha, um, with purchasing land or property. Um, so I went to an event last week, and this property next to me, they said is 50,000. Um, because I've already purchased. Hello, hello. Because I've already purchased a property, this now would be considered an investment. So I would have to come up with 20 to 25% down. Um, so just to start with that. Um, okay, fine. So the land bank gives you a loan. So that 50,000 would be a loan. But they do have grants. So it's good to check and see um, what resources you have in your area. I'm just sharing this information for anybody who might be interested in purchasing land or property. And people who purchase land, they say that's better than buying a home, because buying a home, you have to fix it up, you have to hire people to do what you need done if you don't have those skills or the time to do it. So buying land and flipping land could be more lucrative, because you could always sell it for more than what you got it, right? Um, so anyway, that's what I'm thinking about now with the Omaha Municipal Land Bank. They have a process, application process, and then you have to do a business plan, and you have to present that. So they have some guidelines and requirements. So that's fine, but they don't make it easy. Um, so so I go to this informational. I wanted to give a little background before I get into what I'm about to say. So I go to this informational. Now, the application process, they want you to call certain city departments in Omaha to get answers to these specific questions they have, so that you can include that information in the business plan that you have to prepare, because they want financials. They want to see everything. They want to see um, they want to know why you need the loan, why you want this property, what you're going to do with the property, when you plan to have your either building or community garden or whatever up and running. And then I found out at the informational session last week that whatever deadline you give them, they expect you to keep to that, right? Um, so I went to the informational. Now they changed the location, and I didn't. I happened to find that out. I happened to get to the area early, but I went to my email because I'm like, nobody's here. There was no sign, no nothing. So I happened to go to my email and notice that at 2 o'clock. Now it was supposed to start at I think 5:30. So at 2 o'clock, they sent out an email saying that they changed locations. So I'm like, oh boy. So I get to the place, and I was a few minutes late because of that. Um, so um, I asked when they got to when the lady who was presenting this particular information about the process, procedures, their requirements, deadline, all those things. So when she said, "We expect you to stick to your deadline, whenever you say you have planned, whatever date you say you have planned to complete your project, we expect you to stick to that." And I'm like, but I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, why so much pressure? But see, their thing is they're giving you a loan. They want to make sure they get their money back. So for me, I am looking more for organizations that will provide grants because I really don't want any more loans. I really don't. I really don't want to be in debt. Like, I literally just found out a few months ago that my student loan was forgiven last year, and I had no idea. I had no idea. Like, I never got anything in the mail. I never got a phone call, never got an email. I did not know. I literally went on Credit Karma and found out that I no longer had that massive student loan on my credit. So anyway, um, so when the lady is explaining that we want you to stick to your deadline, your goal of when you have your project completed, I said, well, what is the longest deadline you can have? Is it for a community garden? I'm like, is it 10 years, 5 years? And she's like, 10 years. Like, when I asked the question, she made me feel like I was stupid, right? And I was just giving hypothetical. But if you have someone who is getting this land and they don't necessarily have the resources, or anything could come up, life happens, things come up, you have to stop, you know, progress on on completing your project. What is the longest time they will give somebody to complete their project, right? So, and this, I will say she was a Black woman. But when I say she was trying to make me feel stupid, but what I loved, because I even asked something else. I said, well, I've never done this before. So this is why I'm asking the question. Because she was like, 10 years for a garden? I said, well, I don't know. I said, things come up and people have to stop. You may not, something may happen, so what is the longest? So then someone interjected, another lady who was one of her colleagues, and also, providing this information or whatever. So she said, well, we say for something like a community garden, maybe 3 to 5 years, but she said it really, like 4 years should be enough. So I said, okay, great, thank you. So, and then someone else, um, there were a couple people that there was someone from another organization, and then that lady's colleague tried to step in and clear up, because it seemed like she was attacking me and trying to make me feel stupid, like she was one of those people. You could tell that's her personality, right? Kind of negative, and she was being negative, like everything was negative in her presentation. and her demeanor and tone. And I'm like, wow, this is a nonprofit, but we have to remember there are people are people, right? And um in that those are moments and times to say, okay, am I going to match this person's energy, or am I going to ignore it and still be professional, cordial, those kind of things. So I didn't even have to match her energy. Her colleagues stepped in, her peers stepped in and tried to smooth things over and make me feel better by how they were speaking to me. So I appreciated that, because I don't like going somewhere and feeling attacked. It's like, this is why, you know, some people are discouraged from going to these type of things, because they don't feel like they feel like they may be attacked, or they don't know. Well, I don't really know about it. I don't want to ask, or whenever you're somewhere getting information and you feel like, oh, this might be a stupid question, but it's not, because if you don't really have the knowledge, thank you. If you don't really have the knowledge about whatever you're wherever you're at, and you're getting this information because you're interested in property or buying land or whatever, you're there to get that information. So, and if you don't have time to really do the research before you get to this workshop, I mean, you're going to this so you can get the information, right? So, to me, no question is stupid. But I'm like, see, this is, and again, I did another live about how we need to treat each other better, especially Black women. And I speak to this a lot because we do have to treat each other better. Why would you want to embarrass me and attack me in front of everybody so you could feel better about yourself? Because that's usually why people do stuff like that. But you don't know anything about me. You are attacking someone that you know nothing about. You don't know what background I have. You don't know what academic background I have. You don't know what experience I have. You don't know who I know and who I've already spoken to. And I could be just asking these things because someone else in the room may want to ask that question, but they don't, because they're intimidated and don't want to ask the question. So, and I didn't even feel, you know what? I didn't feel any kind of, what I didn't like was how what she was doing, because I knew what she was doing. And like, you're trying to make me feel stupid. And so, it was annoying because she was like antagonizing me. And I'm like, what is wrong with this woman? you know, she really, well, I said, well, this is why I'm asking you. This is exactly why I'm asking the question, because I don't know. This is why I'm here. And I said that in front of everybody because I'm not scared to speak my mind. But I didn't say it in a way, well, I didn't start doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I said it in a way that was professional, calm, because we do have to be calm. It's the way we respond. Because sometimes you don't always have to respond the way or the way you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like, if you're feeling attacked, naturally, when we're feeling attacked, or when we feel someone is trying to be disrespectful and we take offense to something, sometimes, the way we respond, and sometimes it's warranted, because if we're always getting this, if we're always experiencing some kind of um, negativity, if we're always experiencing that, if you're always getting that, if you're always getting shot down or something like that, somebody coming at you crazy for whatever reason, then, you may respond at the next person in a way that, they might not be ready for. I'll put it like that. But because I'm an entrepreneur, that's usually what keeps me, a lot of times, what keeps me grounded too. Because I'm an entrepreneur, and I know that anything I do is not only just me as a person, but I'm representing my brand. You know, if you have a business, you're representing your brand. If you're an artist, you know, and you want people to buy your work, your art or whatever, listen to your music or whatever, you're still a brand, right? If you're doing something that you love, whether it's your business or your art, expressing yourself through art, you are still a brand. Whether you're a dancer, ballet dancer, exotic dance, you know, whatever, boudoir dancer, you know, anything. If you're in the public eye in any kind of way, or you want somebody to support your service, your products, your services, your business in any way, you're a brand. So I always keep that in the back of my mind, you know. And sometimes, you know, there's going to be those situations where you really do have to check somebody. And I did in a way, again, that was professional. She may not have even known, but I will see, this is what I'm getting to. So when it was over, the lady who attacked me because I asked a couple questions that she thought were stupid, um, she was really trying to clean it up. She was really trying to be nice and have conversation because her colleagues pointed out that she was wrong without saying it. You know what I mean? Like everybody knew. It was a small group of us in this room, and I was just like, "Oh my god." I was really irritated. I was going to say something to her about it in the end, but I said, "You know what? I don't even have to. I don't have to." She tried to clean it up. She offered, "Oh, email me, um, email me," and you know, there's a couple different things I was asking about. And she said, "Email me and I'll make sure you get the information." Okay, cool. I took a few days to email her. I actually didn't email her until what, a couple of days ago. And that was last week that they had the event. But I just want to say, you know, none of us are perfect. We're going to have those situations where we're not always responding to bullshit. I'm going to just put it like that. We're not always responding to mess and negativity um, in a positive way. It's not always going to be love and light, and that's okay. You know, as long as you don't put hands on me, and I won't put hands on you. You know what I mean? We're all grown, and we should be able to respond in a mature way. But for whatever reason, there's always going to be that one, at least one person who is there to test you, right? And we get these tests in life to, I feel, to show us where we're at in our growth. You say you want to grow, you say you want to be a better person. Well, here's something to test that, right? So I feel like every day pretty much I'm tested, right? Every day we're going to be tested with some in some way, right? And how we respond is also part of our learning process. So yeah. So I felt good in how I responded to that. I didn't, you know, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't start rolling the head and rolling eyes because, you know, depending on who you're talking to, depending on who's in the room, they're going to respond a certain way. They're going to respond that way. I mean, that's just how it is. You know, everybody is on their path, and some people don't want to grow. Some people want to stay exactly where they're at, you know, and that's okay. But I'm always trying to improve and get better. Because if I say I want to see better, if I say, um, you know, I want to treat people with respect always, I first have a mindset of respect. And then, you know, if somebody disrespects me, it just depends on really how I'm feeling that day, I guess. But I am now trying to get better at doing things out of love. What I say, what I do, um, you know, I'm always donating stuff. Like I have a bag now. I brought all this stuff from Cali. Um, after having to pack some things up, whatever I wanted to take from my mom's house after she passed. Um, I get to this house, and because it's older, not even because it's older, because there's older houses that have amazing amenities and storage and closets and all that stuff. I don't have a lot of that. So now I have to go out and, do some things to put in the basement so that whatever I want to keep, it can be as organized as possible. I like to be organized. So anyway, I know now I'm going to have to go through my things again and donate. And I do that I try to go through my stuff at least every 2 to 3 months and see, okay, I don't need this. I don't need this. Yeah, this is just sitting here. I do that because I don't like clutter. So yeah, so I have some things I'll be giving away. Even on a lot of these tables that I brought, I wasn't sure where they would go, where I would be able to put them. Um, but whatever I don't need, I'll see who I know, my family, my friend. Well, I don't really have any friends out here, but my family, all my family. I'll see who needs what. And then if they don't want it, then I'm going to donate it because somebody can definitely use it. I love donating. It just feels so good. Hi, Ori. My Ori boo. My boo thing. I always call her my boo thing. Y'all, whoever's on here, the Oracle, Miss Ori, she is an amazing metaphysical and spiritual reader. And she also does intuitive counseling. She's amazing. We've had a few now. I think it's been three or four. But she has her website, Oracle Origins, and it's oracleorigins.com. And she's got some amazing natural products. I just got my soaps. Yes, girl. I gotta support. I gotta support. She's got some amazing soaps, and I started using them a couple days ago. Yeah, because I got them over the weekend. So I started using them. And actually those, you know what? Even after I clean, I put behind my ears and just, my shoulders, my legs, my feet, just do it down, just do a rub over. You know what I mean? For that protection. Because she does protection soaps, and you gotta go to the website. You gotta go to the website. Ladies, she's got an amazing yoni oil and yoni wash. And when is that gonna be ready? Because I need more of that. That's what I need. The yoni wash and the yoni oil. I'm hanging on to this little oil I got, girl. I I wish you could put it in a bigger bottle because, but it's there. I think I got that much left. And I know I was looking at the other day because I even like to just put it on. I just like to put it on because it smells good. It got that lavender in there. So I was looking at it. I was like, nah, let me hold on to it because I don't know when there's gonna be more on the website. But yeah, she's got lip gloss. Oh, it was probably gone already. Oh man, girl, I don't know when I look. You know what? I must have looked like 2 weeks ago or something. Oh, well, I'm gonna look. It's probably gone already. I'm probably done missed out again. Um, but yeah, she's got some amazing products on there. You guys, you gotta go oracleorigins.com. Yes. And then if you go to her page, oh, it's still some left. Good. Hey, I'm a girl. I'm getting on there after I get off this line because I need some more. Um, so yeah, go on her site, and then if you go to her YouTube channel, she's also got merchandise. So, and I got to go on there and get some merchandise. I was looking at that tote bag, the High Priestess tote bag. I like that one. Yeah, the hoodies and yeah. So, and she's got mugs. I do need a mug. I gave away a lot of mugs. My mom had a lot of mugs, and I gave some away. And I kept some for myself. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for coming on. Yeah, Ori, I was just talking about how I went to this this land bank informational last week because there's a nonprofit organization out here in Omaha that helps people who want to purchase land and real estate in the community of North and South Omaha, right? So, yeah, this lady was, and it was one of us, honey. And she was trying to embarrass me because I asked a question that she thought was stupid. Basically, that's what it was, right? I felt attacked. But my response was good. I was proud of myself. And so anyway, I was just kind of talking about that. Like, we just need to move in love, And the test is when we are spoken to or mistreated, and how we respond to that. Another example, I just started a new job. I'm not going to say where, but I just started a new job. And one of the ladies, she's one of those people, if you speak to her, she won't speak. I don't understand that. If somebody says hi to me, I'm going to speak, So anyway, that was our first encounter. I said good morning, and she said nothing. Looking mad, stank face. And I'll say she's an older white woman. And, so I mentioned it to the manager, the lady who hired me, and she said, well, you're not the first person who's complained. She said, I'll talk to her. No, yeah. She said, I'll talk to her. And I said, okay. And then something happened yesterday. Now, I don't know what it is. But she was very rude. And there was something that I specifically asked if we had in stock. And it was a food item. And so she completely ignored me. I wasn't asking her to get it. All she had to do was tell me where it was. And she had her back to me, and she was still, but you could tell she was annoyed by me asking. And I didn't ask in a rude way. Now, mind you, already she ignores me and didn't speak that one time. So she had her back to me, and I said, hello. And in my mind, I'm like, I know this woman, like, what is wrong with her? What is wrong with people? She doesn't know me. But then I have to remember where I am. Because Nebraska is still very much racist. And we have racism everywhere, right? Because I've experienced it in New York. But not so much, because I also work in the motion picture industry. And so I have experienced racism, wherever city I'm in. Because there's not many, just to be honest, there's not many people of color in those roles, right? And in the union, there's not many people of color in the union. So you have some people who are just very rude, and they don't want you there, to be honest with you, So anyway, so I'm like, hello. And she said something. She turned around, and I don't know, and then her coworker that works in the kitchen with her, she said something to her. And I was just like, okay. So I just left. I didn't pursue it anymore. I just left. I happened to see the event manager, and I said, you know what? I said, I don't know what it is. I said, he said, no, you just have to warm up to her. And he said, and really, that's not even your responsibility. I said, no, it's not. I said, because I don't kiss ass and I'm not going to. Really? Because I asked you where something is that I didn't even ask you to get for me. And even before that encounter yesterday, I had a cup because now I'll go and get coffee. So, and I'm not asking her to pour my coffee or anything, right? So, anyway, I had this cup. Now, I had some herbal tea with me, and I was getting looking for hot water. So, I come to the back of her area, and I had a cup. I waited till her and actually the event manager she was talking to. I waited till they finished their conversation, and then I stepped in because it was enough, it wasn't enough space with those two standing right there. So she looked at me, and she's coming toward me. She looked at me and she said, "There's no coffee." I said, "Oh, I wasn't coming for coffee." She didn't say hello, nothing. People like that just annoy me because I'm not like that. Whatever issue you have, you miserable woman, don't take that out on me. And why are you in the hospitality industry anyway with that attitude? And why are you treating your coworkers like that? Right? And why is this acceptable? Why are you still here? Because if other people have already complained about you before I got here and you're still here. So I text my manager. I texted her yesterday because she wasn't in yet. And I didn't know if she was coming in or not. So I said, "Oh, I guess you haven't spoken to so-and-so." And I said, I am always respectful to people. I said, I don't appreciate being disrespected. And then I said, well, I guess after today, I'll be on my overnight shift. So that person is only there early in the morning. But when I'm leaving for the day, I think she'll be coming in, or maybe she comes in an hour before that. But I'm cool. So my manager texted back and she said, "What happened?" I said, "Well, are you coming in today, or can I call you?" And she said, "I'm coming in." I said, "Okay." So when she came in, I waited until she asked me what was going on. I didn't, hit her at the door with what happened. No, I was patient and waited for her to ask me what happened. So I told her what happened. And I said, I don't know what it is. I said, this woman doesn't know me. She doesn't know me. She doesn't know anything about me. I said, I don't understand why people are so rude. You don't know what they've been through. Operate in love. If somebody didn't do anything to you and all they're doing is saying hi, operate in love. What's so bad about that? Being nice, being cordial. And you keep doing this because nobody's saying anything to you. Nobody's applying pressure, right? So anyway, as soon as I told the manager what happened, she said, "I got you." And then she came back. And so before I left for the day, she said, "Oh, by the way," she said, "I talked to her and she said something about asking." And I said, "I did ask." I said, "She's lying." And she said, she started crying. I said, "Well, yeah, I bet she did." Because that's what a lot of them do. They start crying because they want sympathy. No, I said, she does not know me. I said, and I was this close. This close. To going in a whole different direction. Especially when you turn your back to me. I said, "Oh," and and my manager knows. My manager knows. I said, "My mother passed away 5 months ago." I said, and everybody is surprised at how well I'm doing. I said, but today could have been one of those days, and it almost was. I was going to get her all the way straight because I've done it before. Not where I put my hands on somebody, but where I'm letting you know, like a whole different person comes out. And I don't really like that side to come out, but sometimes people need that. Sometimes that's what's needed. But I said no, no. I said, I'm I told my manager yesterday. Now she's a black woman too. I said I had to remember where I was. I had to remember where I was because I said, but I see why people snap because you don't know what they're going through. And why would you want to taunt and antagonize and be rude to somebody for no reason? No reason. I mean, you know, I don't know. And I know when you walk in a certain way. And high priestesses, we get it all the time. When you're on a different level, when you're on a higher level spiritually, other people see that. Like there's certain things that happen. There's certain ways people respond to me. Usually it's more positive. But when people who really see that, like I had a conversation with someone, a man, last week or so, and he's like, "You powerful." He said, "Your energy is just powerful." And I've had a lot of men tell me that. There's certain women will say it too, but I get it more from the men. Like they're like, "Your energy is powerful. You are powerful." Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, huh?" You know what I mean? Because I don't like I know who I am, but I'm humble. That's what I'm humble. And when I think I'm not being, but when you walk in that light, when you have that power, it's just automatic. There's no way to dim it, right? When I'm trying to dim it, but that's me on a physical level trying to dim it, but you can't dim what your soul and spirit, that light and energy and power your soul and spirit have, right? I just thought about that right now. I'm operating in the physical because I'm here in the physical. I'm interacting with people in the physical, in the 3D. Anyway, it's deep. But yeah, I'm like, ooh. Mm. And then when the lady was leaving yesterday, but see, she knew that the manager was in her office and in earshot. So she saw me, and it seemed like she was gonna say something, or maybe apologize, but she's operating in ego, and they on a different level, that low vibrational. And she just said, "Have a nice day." I said, "Oh, you too." You too. Mm-hmm. Because I was about to get her all the way together, and actually, she might have gotten snatched up. That's I don't know, but I try not to do that because then once I do that, it's all bad. It's all bad. Now I'm not trying to go to jail for no stupid stuff. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But anyway, yeah, I don't. I try to move in love and I try to give the benefit of the doubt. But no, if I speak to you and you blatantly don't speak, I don't give you the benefit of the doubt anymore. I just don't say anything. I won't say it again. You know what I mean? Because you heard me, you looked at me in my face, and you chose to ignore me. But yeah, that second time, I was like, hello, because I know you hear me talking to you. Hmm. See, I'm not one of those passive black people. And actually, yeah, I'm not one of those people. I'm not. And I feel like too many of us let things slide, right? Because we're scared. We don't want to seem confrontational. No, because I feel like the disrespect will stop. when you speak up. That's on, anything we do. That's why a lot of the stuff that's happening now is happening because we're being passive. We're being passive. Got to come together and we got to speak up. But I want to end this and say, do your best to respond and move in love. Even when you're tested, when somebody's rude to you, that's the test. To still, and you don't have to overdo it. Just your response is how can determine the outcome of what's going to happen next. So just remember. And sometimes, the way you respond will be that correction and show the other person, oh man, I was kind of, I didn't need to respond in that way, or I didn't need to do that, or I didn't need to ignore them. I don't know. Some people are just unhappy and miserable. And then you have some people who they just don't like you for whatever reason. And if you get deeper than that, it could be because, in a past life, you had some beef. You know what I mean? Yeah, you just never know. You just never know. But if this is a person that somebody that everybody's complained about, then it's not that deep. It's just they have an issue, but we shouldn't have to accept that. You don't have to accept somebody being rude to you. And it's a way to check them. Now, she did that, and the manager had to say something to her. And then, the next time, it'll just be me saying something. And it may or may not be, it may, now, like I said, and I can speak in a way where I don't even have to put hands on you. Because my words can be vicious in a professional way, too. Yeah. So, and I may say something that may cause her to take a look at herself. Because I feel, if everybody has a complaint about you, then that's something within you, and you need to go to therapy. And this particular company offers therapy for the employees. So, I may even utilize that service, because honestly, I have been going since February. I have been mourning and grieving since February, and my mom did not pass until May. So I get to Cali in March. I get here the end of August. Between that, I had to pack up 2 different places. That was stressful. I have not stopped. Now, there are days like this where I'm here, I'm relaxing, and I'm good. Well, I'm, not good. I had, I cried last night. I cried this morning. Actually, I cry every day because I miss my mom. She was my bestie. She was like my sister, and I miss her texting me. I miss her calling me. And that is the hardest to get used to. And situations like happened yesterday. I'll call my mom, what this bitch did, and my mom be, what? And then she'll give her, she was like my person. She was my person that I could call and vent to, and she called me and vent to me. She go through something and we giving each other advice. I miss that. And it's one thing to know that she's here with me spiritually. But when you are not getting texts anymore and you're not getting calls, that is hard. That is hard for me. And Some days, some mornings I have to get up and be like, help me just get it together. Help me get motivated to get through this day. Help me to keep it together today. Yeah. You got to pray. You got to pray. You got to talk to the Most High. You got to talk to your ancestors, your angels, your spiritual guides. You got to talk to them every day, whether you're feeling good or not. But when you know you're not feeling your best emotionally, spiritually, mentally, you got to ask for help from somebody. If you can't do it with your friends and family, you don't feel comfortable sharing certain things with them, you got to make sure you're connecting to the Most High, your people who've got your back on the other side. You gotta ask for that help. You gotta lean on them. Listen to your meditation music. Do whatever you can. See, some people don't have access to therapy, and therapy should be free for everybody, or at least some type of financial assistance for that. Like if you're making a certain amount of money, if you're making no money, we'll take a donation, or pay this. If you're getting paid a certain amount a year, we'll just pay this, but we all need therapy. We all go through things. But anyway, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to go finish relaxing, and then I have things that I have to do. But I cannot wait to go on vacation. And my Ori, I will share with you. Well, you'll see the pictures. You'll see the pictures, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait. That's going to be, like you said, that trip right there. The end of the quarter, bringing in the new year in a whole other country. Man, oh man. I can't wait. A whole other continent. Can't wait. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I haven't had any downtime. Like, downtime meaning at least 2 weeks away from people being able to access me, right? Away from me being able to access what I'm used to, right? I need to be away from that. I need to be away from, well, I take my computer everywhere, but I need to be able to be away from the things that make me feel good and comfortable. Like some days when I'm not feeling good, I want to go shopping. I want to go to Sephora or Hobby Lobby or Home Goods or Burlington, like, oh, I need this. Or looking around the house, oh, I need this. I need that. No, I need to just be away from what I know, what's comfortable, for what I'm familiar with. I just need to be away. And I haven't done that yet. It probably wasn't even good to start a job right now. That's what I'm thinking. But then I feel like I don't want to just be sitting home. And I know I wouldn't just be sitting home, but I feel like I need a distraction. Right? And I had a remote job for so long, 2.5 years? And that was getting to me. And now when I'm looking for remote jobs, all of them rejected, all of them. Even ones I know that I'm applying to, ones that I really had the background in that industry. And all of them. And I'm like, nah, no, okay. That's that spirit saying you do not need to go back to a remote job. Not right now. Maybe later on down the line, but no. I mean, honestly, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I don't. If it's not, and I will say this training that I was doing this week and last week, the information that I was finding out, because I had to watch a lot of videos and read a lot. Um, but there was videos on marketing and branding, communication, those kind of things that can help me in business. Um, that's how I'm always looking what can help me in business as an entrepreneur, because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an artist. I don't work for anybody. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. Yep. That's what it is. I'm an entrepreneur. So, one of my affirmations is I am no longer working for anyone or any company that does not align with my desires, goals, and dreams, and my creative mind, body, and soul, right? That's one of my affirmations. So it does align with me right now, and I'm going with that. But my goal is to be a full-time entrepreneur again, because there was a time that I was, and I'm doing that again, and I won't have to go back to working for anyone else or any company. So anyway, this was kind of a long one. I don't really do too many long lives, but it was nice. It's nice to get on here and talk and share, and whatever you can take from what I say, take it and use it. Don't use it. Whatever, you may have had a similar experience, but the outcome is always in how we respond. Yeah, you too, mama. You too. Good seeing. Always good to. Well, you don't even show your face that much, but when you do, I'm like, oh, look at Ori. Look at Ori. Yeah. Whatever you can take from what I said, you know, um, take it and use it. Learn and grow. We are constantly learning and growing. It just really feels good that I can respond, that I have more emotional intelligence. My emotional intelligence has improved um, over the years, and I see the growth. And every day I'm growing. Every day I'm growing. But anyway, thank you. Sending love, peace, light, and even dark, because we need the darkness too. We need the dark and the light. All right. Have a great day.